This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
The wind is the weather event that we fear most as firefighters because a fire can get out of control so quickly before we can get around it.
A strong wind storm is headed our way this weekend. We'll tell you the impact we could see out of this system as Fire Watch tops Channel 2 News at 5 o'clock. Well, the fall-like storm could bring us gusty winds and create critical fire weather all across our region. Time to be careful out there. Right. Good evening. I'm Wendy DeMonte.
I'm Kristen Remington. Thanks for being with us tonight. We do begin with Fire Watch team coverage. Chloe Beardsley joins us live in East Reno with tips to help us all prepare. And there's Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger in South Reno at the Grove, where he's hosting an event later tonight. But first, he's here to tell us more about this windy weather on the way.
That's right. But let's start tonight with Chloe.
That's right, guys. Kristen and Wendy, vegetation is still dry pretty much everywhere, and plus we're still in a drought. And since we could see winds up to 40 miles an hour this weekend, experts say you should avoid activities like barbecuing or any activities that could spark a fire. From cooking gear, power tools, to campfires, there are plenty of ways a fire could break out this weekend.
Parking on tall weeds can be a real problem. Your catalytic converters get very, very hot. Spark a weed fire, and then we're off to the races.
Chief Moore says it's a race that happens fast here, especially when it comes to rapid fire spread, with crews trying to control it.
It's not going to take much. If we have 40-mile-an-hour winds, I mean, that's as fast as you drive down a street, and that's how fast a fire can move. And we can't get enough fire trucks in place quickly enough in order to get around a fire.
Meteorologists with the National Weather Service are working to track the areas where we can expect the most wind.
Well, we have a pretty strong cold front coming in for Saturday. It's actually more like an October front. It's very strong for late August. There's a corridor through here that's especially strong. And up here, it's due to the strong cold front.
Winds could reach 35 to 45 miles per hour, with stronger winds anticipated along I-580 and the foothills. People near the water should also use caution.
Folks on area lakes, boaters, Lake Tahoe, Pyramid Lake and such, it could catch them unaware because, again, it's stronger than usual for this time of year.
And for the burners, the weather may hinder Burning Man preparations.
Blowing dust, but mainly the winds and affecting the structures that are being set up and such.
And if you haven't already, fire crews are asking you to clean up areas around your home to deter fire hazards.
Creating defensible space can be a week-long effort or longer, but nevertheless, if you see things around your home that you can do to increase your defensible space, it's never too late.
And if you do end up camping, make sure to take the leftover ash and put it into an ash can, or you can take ashes and put them into a metal container filled with water with a lid and keep it closed for a few days just to prevent any fires from possibly happening. Covering Fire Watch live in Reno, Chloe Beardsley, Channel 2 News.
Boy, Chloe, great tips to remember there. So now the question is, how long will this critical fire condition last? Mike, will things calm down by next week?
Oh, I think they will by next week. The real critical part of this whole weekend is probably tomorrow night in through most of the day Saturday. That's when those strongest winds are likely to be around the area. I mean, outside right here now live, you can see a little bit of a breeze, but there's nothing all that unusual. This is one of those situations that is probably our first fall-like storm. It's not a winter-like storm, but it is kind of a fall pattern here as we're going to see temperatures cool down quite a bit. Outside right now, looking at that live cloud cam, you can see we had a few clouds, even had a few showers and thunderstorms across the area, most of it well to our north and off there to our east. But as we look and see what's happening, I want to first of all take a look at the satellite picture here, because this is showing that low-pressure system that is dropping down here out just offshore. You can see it kind of winding up off the Pacific Northwest coast in California. We're going to shear off a little bit of that energy, and then by tomorrow we're going to start to see that front begin to approach. And I want to take a look at the future satellite and radar, and you can see the showers starting to get into Northern California by tomorrow afternoon. Now, it's not likely we're going to see any kind of activity out of those shower-wise for us, but as that front gets closer, that's going to tighten up that pressure gradient and really give us us kind of a shot of wind. Now, it's going to be fairly strong tomorrow night. I think the strongest winds are going to be during the day on Saturday, and that fire weather watch is in effect from very early on Saturday morning, 4 a.m., all the way through the day and on into the afternoon. Of course, I'll have more on that, along with a forecast that, as I mentioned, does cool down quite a bit. I'll have that for you coming up a little bit later in the show.